Hey there, what's up, everybody? It's Dr. Shazetta. I pray you guys are doing well. Happy Tuesday to you. Um, it has been a day for me, and so I have one more Zoom meeting to tend to, but I have already crawled under my weighted blanket and have begun my wind down for the night. I'm going to do this Zoom meeting and then um, finish winding down, but I'm doing some knitting and I am continuing to think, as I have been thinking out loud with you all, about this idea of alternative currencies and alternative means of exchange. And one of the things that has come up for me and is continuing to come up is this idea of community or communal living and communal sustainability. I'm not sure if those are the actual terms yet, but I'm working through them. But what does it mean to build communities wherein things that are the basic rights of humanity, that is to say, food and shelter, are not a part of the financial market in the ways that we are um, most familiar with them? So, what does it look like to sign a lease that is not a lease that is in exchange for your housing for money, but perhaps in exchange of housing for your contribution to the larger community? So to build a village or to build a community wherein a person who is highly skilled in agriculture, in exchange for their housing, helps to build the infrastructure for a self-sustaining agricultural system within that community or within that village. What does it look like that rather than needing to pay rent or to pay for a lease or to pay for meals, a person who is skilled in carpentry can become essentially the keeper of facilities or the physical plant in exchange for their housing? That becomes their contribution to the larger community. It doesn't mean that they don't work outside of the community if that's what they wish to do, but it also means that they don't have to in order to sustain, right, their basic livelihood of food and water and shelter, right? We could take that all the way to the ideas of medical doctors, right? What does it look like that you run a village or community clinic and in exchange you have a place to live as you offer those services to the larger community? What I'm thinking about seems far-fetched perhaps to some now, but it's not wholly different from what our ancestors may have done or would have done before they came to what we now know as the continental United States, and even as they were settling. We were never meant to live in isolation in perhaps individual households, but in communal environments wherein each person, each family, each household bore a measure of responsibility that lent itself to the well-being of the overall community. I'm still thinking. What do y'all think?